Wait, hold up. I'm an unconvicted felon.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
And I didn't get caught. But I have been lured into committing B&E, theft, and kidnapping. Twice. And my anger management? It isn't exactly foolproof either. So I'm not going to play the victim. I allowed myself to get caught up in all kinds of illegal stuff courtesy of my ex-wife. And by some miracle, I'm still walking around without an ankle bracelet. If you want to know more, ask me after the show. No harm will come to you. Maybe. So after a nasty divorce about 15 years ago, I needed to do something to find some inner peace. So I began studying Buddhism, writing poetry, and doing meditation. After 15 years of practice, I kind of assumed that I had acquired some notion of what Zen enlightenment was. I believed it was those rare, timeless experiences when everything is ecstatically bathed in shimmering silver and gold, timeless and endless. Zen monks, though, call the ways to Zen a burning away by fire, and I had been burning in garbage since I was a kid. One time, my mother pins me against the wall and begins beating me with a good old German weapon of choice, ein Kochlöffel, a big-ass wooden cooking spoon. She also screams in my face,
"You son of a bitch!"
I get this sly grin on my face and enthusiastically agree with her. Yes, I am a son of a bitch. She returns with an upgrade, a tennis racket, and she was good at tennis. It's a good thing the exchange didn't happen in German, as in,
Verflixter Hurensohn.
yellow flowers would have been nice on my grave. Another time I was engaged in a rock fighting skirmish with another kid. He threw a relatively small rock compared to the one I was about to pick up. He almost hit me with it. As he ran away, I threw my rock upgrade at him and put him in the hospital with a gashed skull. Since I'd previously broken all my mother's many Kochlöffels in another act of defiance, it was time for another upgrade.
Bring it on!
I've got so many stories of violence, and everyone's response to it, in my experience, has always been escalation. Fuel keeps getting dumped onto the fire without end. Okay, bear with me for a second. This part will make sense later. There's this funny Russian joke about this General Vasily and his aide-de-camp, Petya. One day, Petya is summoned by the general, and as he enters the office, he sees the general sitting at his desk, naked, but with a tie on. "General Vasily Ivanich, why are you sitting there naked?" "Because I'm not expecting anyone, Petya." "But what if someone does come?" "Why do you think I'm wearing a tie, Petya?" When I walked into John's place one fateful morning, I didn't even get the courtesy of a tie. You see, John is a guy who once put a to his head, made a phone call to my wife, and held himself hostage in front of several emergency vehicles until my wife showed up. I've witnessed him get into physical altercations with the police over the legal placement of a campfire. "I have the legal right to build a fire here! A riverbank isn't private property! Don't fucking touch me!" He told me once he'd kill me. Fun guy. Oh, and I almost forgot. He was the guy who my wife was blatantly cheating on me with. In my face. Fun times. So it's 6:30 a.m., dark, and I'm sick and tired of the cheating. I'm standing in front of their love nest, about to hand her the divorce documents. It feels like I'm entering some strange portal to somewhere really surreal. Well, it turns out she isn't there, but John opens the door. And nope, not even a tie. Nothing. Not a gram of respect. And he's there strutting around in front of me like a rooster who just won a cockfight. I mean, it certainly looked like his victory. So what would any humiliated husband do who just gotten his pride trampled on by a naked rooster, no less? What would any man do in that situation? When you experience Zen, there's no weighing of choices. The response comes ready-made and spot on. So I calmly take a seat. How are you? He sits down and looks at me. I just came here to ask Natasha for a divorce. He nods. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Take it easy. That was it. No anger. Just de-escalation. So I wonder, what if I hadn't agreed with my mother that I truly am a son of a bitch? What if I hadn't thrown that rock and bashed open that kid's skull? And if I hadn't walked into John's chicken coop, would I know what I know now? I wonder. Recently, I was getting gas and a silver BMW pulled up. I frickin' despise BMWs. I thought it was a friend's car, so I peeked through the passenger window. Nope, someone else. As I'm pumping gas, this thug-looking dude opened his car door and sauntered up to me with his hand gripping something in one pocket. Can I help you, sir? No, I was just checking out your car. Nice ride. Oh, thank you, sir. He smiled and got back into the BMW. I didn't have to select from a menu of life-saving responses and hope for the best. I'll take health for $500. It just came out that way, ready-made and spot on. In the quiet space of Zen, there is no weighing of choices. So I keep wondering, while hearing the silence untouched by all our noise.